Let's build and decorate a wedding cake together. So this wedding was this past weekend, and it is a 6-inch strawberry cake filled with my homemade strawberry preserves and vanilla buttercream. Once I had it all layered up, I gave it a nice crumb coat and popped it into the fridge to chill and set so that it was easy to do the next layer. Now, wedding cakes, I've done lots of different styles from multiple tiers, but this bride and groom are doing a single tier and they're going to save the rest for their anniversary. And then they are doing French macarons. We did 4 different flavors of macarons with different colors in different styles in macaron towers. That was going to accompany the cake, which is really fun. And French macarons are some of my favorite things to make and get creative with. I really enjoyed doing this cake. Probably because she knew exactly what she wanted. We love any customer who knows what they want. She sent me a picture. She said, we like the texture of this one. She's not doing a cake topper. Instead, she provided me with something that she wanted on the side of the cake. And she even told me how she wanted a small bead border of icing on the top only. Normally for wedding cakes that are single tier like this, I wouldn't do any kind of border on the top or the bottom, but she specifically asked for one, so she's gonna get one. But it was a nice cake to do because I didn't have to think much. I understood exactly what she wanted, she told me, and I executed. So for this textured look that she wanted, it's very rustic. So I just took an offset spatula and went around and around and around on the cake until I got the effect that she wanted. Now, there are combs that you can use on the buttercream that make them all even and perfectly spaced, and they're all straight, and it's beautiful. That is not the look that she wanted. This look, and you'll see when it's finished, is much more rustic and organic. So I actually went down at an angle and then changed it up so that things were going kind of a different direction. So it looked much more natural. Things like this are really fun because it's just something that's a little bit different. A single tier is always nice. It's easier to transport. And like I said, getting to do the macarons was really fun. She did peanut butter and jelly macarons. We did maple cream, vanilla, and then raspberry jam. So all different color shells. She even had like a little macaron key next to the table when I went to set up, which I thought was adorable. And hopefully her guests really enjoyed it. But this is kind of the aesthetic that we are going for. And then, like I said, we will just do the border on the top, and then I will show you what she gave me to put on the side of the cake. One of my favorite things about doing weddings is getting to know the couple a little bit. They come in and they do a tasting, and I always ask and kind of geek out over the details. You know, what kind of theme are they going for? Where is it going to be? How did they meet? I don't have to know all of that for the cake, right? But the more I understand them and their vision for their day, the better it's going to be and the closer it's going to be to exactly what they want, right? When I went to deliver this cake, everything was so pretty. It was just, there were purples and tans and golds. It was a beautiful day for a wedding. And she was actually getting her hair finished when I got there to set up the cake because I went a little bit early. So I got to give her a hug and tell her congratulations. And she got to see me put everything out and she was so excited. That's just a bonus. But this is just a small part of a really special day. And I was just happy to be a part of it. And they seemed really excited. So what they provided me for the side of the cake, as opposed to a cake topper, were their initials, R and H, and a cute little plus sign. So now with letters this big, it's a little tricky. They're going to stick off the cake a little bit because the cake is round, but that's okay. Stylistically, I thought it was really pretty. It's very different. And she said the cake was exactly what she wanted. And that is all that matters to me.